What in the world is that?
That is Cameo's Pizza right here in Port Clinton, Ohio.
Woo! And I hear
Delivered right to the campground.
Yeah, they don't deliver it. You have to go pick it up, right?
Well, they deliver, but they deliver to the main gatehouse. So you got to drive back there to pick it up.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Don't we have a podcast to do?
We do. We have all the details for this upcoming event. Did you know we have 45 people registered already, and it's only Wednesday?
All right, let's call it. Here it is. $5 closest to the total entries.
Oh, 82.
I'm gonna say the weather's a factor, but so is the corona factor. I'm gonna say 94.
Okay, man,
We had over 80 last year, if I remember right.
We did. We had 81 last year. I hope I lose. So
94 and 82.
I gotta figure out how to. I'm looking around to see what I can sell for $5. Okay. This is the preview for this weekend, May 1st, for the event at East West Harbor, Fisherman Central. I'm basically going to use the webpage to kind of guide us through. But then we have Ryan Havlicek on here because Ryan, you've become like kind of the expert for the East West Harbor.
Oh, come on.
What?
Expert? No, I've been up here a few times.
A few times.
I haven't pre-fished at all this year.
Okay. Well, you did. You finished pretty well last summer.
I did. So here's the deal. So last year, this event early in the season, I thought I had a game plan that would work. The fish just weren't where they were supposed to be, what I wanted to do. But unfortunately, I only caught 4 fish last year. I may have ground out the 5th one with like 15 minutes to go, but it was, I don't think I had a 70-inch average. It was terrible. Now, right. Summer was a different story.
Well, and that's what I'm talking about. Like you're talking about the BKFT May event. I was talking about day 2 of the KBF event.
Yeah, day 2 KBF event last year was something pretty special. I can't lie. I was surprised that where I launched, there was only one other person that launched with me. And granted, I think we had 60 some anglers that day, but the focus was on another area. You know, there's 2 areas to fish. I fished one area. A lot of people fished another area, and I got lucky with a bonus fish early, first fish of the day. My biggest ever that I've caught out of this area, or out of East West Harbor, period.
How big was that?
Just a hair over 20 inches.
Yeah, that's
first fish of the day. Yeah. Well, and they're hard to come by up here. They're here, but they're far and few between.
Yeah. Nice job, man.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, for sure. So here we go. We got this weekend coming up. Are you ready to? You went through how well you did. I was going to talk about my experience, but I figured we'd just skip right to the details of this event.
Sure. I mean, hey, everybody learns. I mean, when I first started coming up here, I didn't know what bass fishing even was. This is the place that I cut my teeth. The very first BKFT event I did was out of East West Harbor, and it was it wasn't the BKFT. It was the KBF Memorial Day weekend event that they typically do every year over Memorial Day weekend. And I had no idea what I was doing. I was putting fish on the board backwards. My first 5 fish were all disqualified. It was a mess, but I had no idea what a quality fishery this was. And you guys had been coming up here well before I even knew about it. So this is a very special place. I think everyone that comes up here really enjoys it, even if they have a tough day. There's a lot of cool scenery to look at. You got all the marinas and big boats and Millionaires Row and, lots of grass to cover. There's lily pads to cover. I mean, there's just a lot of different types of fishing here that's just really, really special.
Yeah, it's hard to beat a trip up to Lake Erie. If you're in Ohio, it's hard to beat a trip up to Lake Erie any time of year, no matter if it's the spring or in the summer. So let's start with the registration. So $36. for this 1-day event. 36 is hard to beat, Ryan.
Oh yeah.
That's-
What are you going to do for $36? That's not even dinner for two with your local pub.
Right. So $36, I want to break down exactly where all the money goes. $20 goes to the top placing anglers, $5 for big fish. That'd be if Ryan catches that 20-inch again. $5
No pressure. Thanks.
$5 to Tourney X, $5 to the 50-50, and then $1 to Angler of the Year. So that rounds out the $36 entry fee. 45 anglers registered right now. Come on, let's get it. Register.
Well, let's, and you may allude to this, but you know, our sponsor for this event is Fisherman Central, which we do an event later in the summer at Portage Lakes. And I want to say it's New Franklin, Ohio is their original location. And they recently opened up a new facility here in Port Clinton. And this, honestly, we were here last year for an event. They allowed us to go inside and do a little thing for the KBF, but they've stocked up big time, and it's twice the size of the one in New Franklin, Ohio. I mean, you talk about a fisherman's dream to walk in and see every color, every style, every brand of bait caster, spinning reel, rod, you name it. They have everything. Oh, and by the way, if you're in the market for a glitter boat, they have them too.
Oh yeah, inside the shop.
Inside the shop, it's huge. It's like Walmart for bass fishing. Just imagine that for a moment.
Yeah, love it. So thank you. Definitely thank you. Big shout out to Fisherman Central for sponsoring both events. There's going to be some gift cards raffled off. So make sure that you show up to the weigh-in. It's not mandatory. We're not, COVID. We understand that's a thing. But if you do show up to the weigh-in, it's going to be a trophy presentation. And then we're going to have some raffles, 50-50. Right now, we have it scheduled to be in the parking lot. But kind of like Ryan was saying, don't even worry. If you hear that it's going to be moved inside because of weather or whatever reason, trust me, inside, there's plenty of social distancing that you can do inside. They have a huge space in the back, just like we did last year. Would you agree, Ryan?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's so much room. You could put 100 people back there with 6-foot space between each person and still have plenty of room. So we look forward to doing it either inside or outside. But if you guys get the opportunity, I highly recommend checking out the store. It's worth your time for sure.
For sure. And then since we're doing kind of a preview for the event, we have to talk about the identifier. If you go on BuckeyeKayakFishingTrail.com, you can pull up the PDF, print the identifier. There's a new thing out that's Blue Fox Gifts. If you went there and you bought that, that's cool. But if you print the new identifier, the code will be released at 9 p.m. on Friday night.
Guys, don't do what I just did. I got to ask Billy to bring extra identifiers because I completely forgot.
Okay, have one.
So do me a favor and print them off.
Let's just jump into the event rules. One of the biggest rule changes for 2021, the measuring board. So you got to bring your catch board, right, Ryan?
Do you have one to display?
I don't.
Hold tight. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Pause for this commercial break, and I'm going to go get an official catch board.
So we're back. What do you have?
So this is one of the 2 or 3 official catch boards. This is last year's 2020 new model from Ketch. This is the Ketch Carbonite board. This is a 30-incher, but this is valid to use. There's reasons for it. It's almost as stiff as a metal one. And then new for 2020, this I love right here. I can't lie. This is the new Ketch X. This is a 26-inch board. If you catch a bass here over 26 inches, I will personally hand you a check for $500 if you pull it out of East West Harbor. Just saying. The chances of that happening are pretty slim, so I'm just throwing that out there.
It's recorded. You said it.
I did say it. But yeah, this is the Ketch X board. This is also approved for this year. But it's a big change. They make a 26-inch version of the Carbonite as well. And then the older catch boards, which have basically a black channel right here, top and bottom, are also, oh, look at that. There you go.
Yeah.
We have the collection.
Yeah, we have them all.
We have them all.
What you had something on the end of that board? Is that personalized?
You're this right here. That KBF backwards lifetime member.
Look at that. Not backwards to me. Flipped it around.
Very good. Yeah. So Duke Catch can customize this any way you want. He can put your name top and bottom, your club if you want to do BKFT engraved in here. This is a solid aluminum anodized board. These are just awesome. This will last forever.
All right, so let's keep going through these rules. This is a black bass tournament only, 5 fish, 5:30 a.m. launch time. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Sure. So we're giving anglers a little bit more time this year to get to their location, given that there's limited launch spots, launch locations to put in your kayak. It takes a minute to travel. Not everybody's got a motor or not everybody's got pedal drive. So we want to give opportunity for everyone to get to their favorite location first thing in the morning, get a chance to settle in, drink your coffee, have a snack and just enjoy the morning before lines in. So typically it used to be a half an hour prior to lines in, but this year we have an hour.
And lines in would be at 6:30 a.m.
Yes, sir. Right at sunrise.
That's right. And another slight change is that you can launch. You got to check the website for all the different names. I don't want to go through all of them, but just to reduce the amount of traffic at each boat ramp, we've also opened up the places where you can launch from. So some of them want a small fee. Some of them are free, but check the website out, BuckeyeKayakFishingTrail.com, and you can find out where you can launch from. But just so you know, it's opened up more than it was from last year. I think this is the part where we do like an overlay and we show them the exact area with the green highlighted areas of East West Harbor. It's pretty similar to last year. I'm looking at it right now. It's the same, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I mean, nothing's really changed. We're not fishing Lake Erie, and probably, for obvious reasons, because it looks like that there may be a bit of a wind advisory for the tournament. We're hoping it blows through, but just keep that in mind. As big a body of water as you have at East and West Harbor, it can get quite choppy. You're not expect a lot of boat traffic because this early in the season, typically you're only going to have charters going in and out of both East and West Harbor. So it's not terrible. You don't have a lot of recreational boating, but just keep that in mind that it's pretty much the same as last year. It's just East and West Harbor. There's some canals, there's channels, there's boat docks. There's a lot of surface area that you can fish.
Yeah, and then there's those channels where the boats would go out. East Harbor. It's pretty obvious when you're sitting in your kayak in front of those channels, in front of East or West Harbor. Don't fish the boat channels going out to the main lake. Yeah,
they're very narrow. And with traffic going in and out, I mean, you're just going to create challenges for boats going in and out. So it's best to stay away from there.
Yeah. And then what happens if you catch a fish before 5:30 and you submit it?
If you catch a fish before 5:30 and submit, it does not count. I don't care if it's 26 inches long and you're shooting for that $500. It's got to be during tournament hours, my friend.
And then the tournament lines out at 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
And
that doesn't mean your boat's got to be back. That means your line's out got to be back at 3. So you do have some time to get back to the boat ramp, get your stuff packed. And if you feel like you've got a shot to cash a check, you do want to be at the weigh-in at Fisherman Central.
By 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. By the time you launch and get down the road to the intersection, and it's right there where basically the intersection behind Arby's and Speedway, you're talking maybe with traffic, a 10-minute drive. If you're on the east side of West Harbor or the west side of East Harbor and you got to come around, you're talking maybe 15 minutes once you're out of the water. So it's a really short trip. We talked about paying out for big fish. And of course, big fish, 50-50, the first place through whatever, all depends on
how many people sign up. But Big Fish, regardless of how many people show up, 153 Baits giving away $25 credit at every Tour Series event for the Big Fish. And then first, second, and third will get a trophy. Big Fish will get a trophy. And then, of course, the trail points, it's the same as it's been in years past. We have an Angler of the Year. Angler of the Year points will lead all the way up to the Classic. And if you qualify for the Classic, you know, you get to fish for Angler of the Year. And first place at every Tour Series event, you get 25 points. Second place is 24. All the way down, 25th place will get 1 point.
So what else we got to cover?
You know, I think we're done. Anything else you want to say?
Other than, you know, we're all sportsmen. So I know it's tournament, it's competition, but just be a friend. I know how difficult this can be. You know, pressure's on. You know, people around you could be close or whatever the case is, but we're all out here to have fun and just enjoy ourselves. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, we have friendship, campfire, you know, have a beer, BS, whatever. So don't make the tournament into something more than it is. It's out there to have fun. You know, if you cash a check, hey, that's fantastic. More power to you. But again, we're all out there to enjoy ourselves. So just remember that.
That's right, guys. So, hey, listen, if you haven't signed up for the East West Harbor BKFT second event of the year, go sign up right now. Hope to see you guys up at East West Harbor. It's going to be an amazing event. And again, there's no captain's meeting, but there is a weigh-in that is completely optional. If you win a trophy, if you win Big Fish, if you want to win a prize, you have to be there. But if you don't win that and you don't feel comfortable being there, you don't have to be there. Want to see you guys up here. Ryan's Pizza is getting cold, so we got to go. See you guys.